Hi guys, I'm Mark and I'm an oyster boy and it is brew day again today. Luckily for me, the weather is starting to brighten up outside, so I'm going to go out and get doughed in soon. But what am I going to be making? Well, today, this is a beer that I found out about on the Malt Miller's Brew With Us series of videos, and this is the Verdant Sundialer kit. Now, it is a great video, or videos. I think there was probably maybe a couple of them, so go and watch them. Really in-depth chats with the guys from Verdant and some really good insights on how to make this beer, which hopefully I'm going to be able to follow as closely as I can and come up with a really good version of Sundialer at home. So what do you get when you buy this kit? Well, as always, from the Malt Miller, you get a very good comprehensive set of instructions listing all the ingredients. You also get a packet of Verdant IPA yeast, as you would expect with a Verdant beer. The ingredients include rolled wheat, dextrin malt, oat flakes, and golden promise. And that you can choose to have it crushed, uncrushed, or fine crushed, depending on your system. So I've gone for the crushed version, which works fine in my grainfather. And hops-wise, you're going to be getting Strata, Motueka, Mosaic, Nelson Sauvin as well. And whenever I make beers, I put in a dose of ALDC. It's kind of like part and parcel of my brewing now, but this beer kit will recommend it for when you do your dry hop edition. I will probably do some with yeast pitch and then a second dose with dry hop as well. A couple of different things that you can use. I use ALDC, I use Clarity in a lot of my beers as well because it makes them gluten-free, but you know that one is sort of separate and by the by. But anyway, enough chitter-chatter from me. I'll put a link in the description down below and a link up there for the videos that the Malt Miller did, and again, really great chats with the guys from Verdant. I'm gonna now go and get this doughed in and we'll see how we're looking.
So we're just getting this beer doughed in now. As I'd said earlier, the grain bill in this one is wheat flakes, dextrin malt, oat flakes, and golden promise. And the hops that we're using today are going to be Nelson Sauvin, Strata, and Motueka, and some Mosaic as well. The yeast that we're going to be chucking in is the Verdant IPA yeast from Lalmand. And also, in addition to all of those things, I'm going to be using some Clarity, or NBS Clarity, or Brewer's Clarex, whatever you want to call that, and some ALDC as well, or ADLC, ALDC, whichever it is, to prevent any diacetyl risk in this beer.
Hi guys, I'm Mark.
I'm Penny.
And we are the Oyster Boys, and today we are here to review a beer kit which we picked up from the Malt Miller and I've made, and that is a clone of Verdant Brewing's Sundialer Pale Ale. I think clone's probably the wrong word because it's one of the ones that they did with the Brew With Us series where they actually went to Verdant and they got the recipe. So it's just
right. So
it's the actual recipe for Verdant Sundialer.
So if it doesn't taste exactly the same, you fucked up.
You fucked up. Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate way of putting it. There's a huge amount of There's a huge amount of information in the Malt Miller's series of videos they did on this beer, including interviews with people from Verdant where they talk about how Verdant came about, the journey they've been on, and lots of lovely information on the water profile, which will help you nail a beer like this. It's so important.
You match the water profile
as best I could.
Yes.
Yeah, as best I could. So. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Do you want to get this can into these glasses?
Yeah.
And I'll go and get off the tap in the other room. I've got a cheeky little keg of my version.
Okay.
Yep.
Here we go. Yo.
How's it going, mate?
Very well.
My one looks slightly darker.
I mean, there's more in the glass though, isn't there?
There is more in the glass, yeah. I mean, we can reassess it when we've drank some out.
If I'm looking from where I'm looking at your glass and that glass, it's pretty much.
It's pretty.
I think if you had the colour charts that you get, it might be one up or one down. Do you know what I mean? That's how close it is.
I thought you mean like when you're being dragged around B&Q by your partner trying to find which shade of sage green, which shade of the 1,000 sage green paint you're going to
They made it even worse now because now you can put them on the different colours,
different lights. Oh, mate. when we lived in our old house, my now wife said, "Oh, should we redecorate the living room?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. What colour?" She goes, "Oh, should we do it grey?" I was like thinking, "Yeah, sound. I'll just go out and buy some grey paint."
Yeah.
I go to the shop, I buy the one that says grey on the side. 10 different patches of grey all over the wall. To me, mate, they all look exactly the fucking same. But I will say this one is slightly darker. The homemade version is slightly darker.
Slightly.
But it's like, and there is more in the glass.
Yeah.
But it's not much in it, and you'd be happy with buying a lovely hazy pale like that.
In terms of the beer itself as a standalone, it's great.
I mean, I can't give it top marks. I mean, if I'm rating it on how close is it, I'd probably say it's an 8.
I know you're rating it on as a beer itself.
Oh well, I mean, it's probably a 9 then.
Yeah,
it does
we're
look
trying to
lovely
find the
and
best
hazy.
beer in the world, not the best clone in the world.
Yeah. Should we smell it?
Yes.
Smell the original.
Which one we
first.
smell?
The
Yeah.
original
As
first.
soon as I cracked open the can, I could smell it.
And it's lovely, isn't it? It's like super tropical. So much orange, and like the orange peel rather than like the fruit of the orange.
A little
Grapefruit
bit piney
and
as well.
pine, like dankness. Nom 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 nom. And then we'll dive in.
Yeah, it's definitely lots of orangey. Maybe yours is a little bit more tropical.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a bad thing. I bet yours is a bit less piney and more tropically.
Yeah, but it's very, very close.
Yeah. But it's great smelling, isn't it?
So this was done, I made these on a Grainfather G30 and I did them in a Firmzilla all-rounder. Now, the instructions will say if you can dump the yeast before you dry hop. I can't do that in an all-rounder. I would have an option to do it in the all-rounder if I was only fermenting one beer at a time.
Yeah.
Because I could basically transfer it out of one all-rounder into another after purging the whole thing with CO2. And then I could dry hop in the second one. But I was using the second one at the same time.
Yes,
so it's basically, I had to leave it on the yeast, dry hop it, and to rouse the hops, just pick up the fucking all-rounder and shake it. But, I mean, smell-wise, it's probably
I forgot to give it a score for the looks. Did you give it a score?
I gave it a 9.
Oh, right. You think you just run straight into
Sorry,
smelling
mate.
it? There's a 9 as well for me.
Oh, well, could have just guessed that. And I mean, for smell for me as well, it's a 9 as well.
Mate, I'm going to give it a 9.5. I think it smells mega.
It's lovely. Let's taste the original.
Okay. If you have to force me to.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
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 Oh, it's lovely beer. And as well as the like orange peely smell, you get that really pithy bitterness. Not a huge amount of it, but a bit of pithy bitterness, which is really, really nice. It's quite dry at the back end, but still manages to have a really full mouthfeel and be dead juicy. Really sessionable. It's 5% as well.
I'm surprised they got that much mouthfeel from a 5% beer, to be honest. And stuff.
Mega wort profile in it, mate. It's so juicy, so juicy. And I think if you watch the videos, the kind of the plan for this beer, or the sort of challenge they set for James, was make a really big juicy beer that doesn't cost £8 a pint. And that's why.
How much was the can then?
I think the can. I'll double check, but it's probably a £5, something like that.
Pretty mega, that, to be fair.
Yeah. I could double check. I put the actual price of the can on the screen, but it wasn't hugely expensive. It wasn't like a whale sharks or anything like that. It was mega. But now taste that. Let's taste the homebrew version.
Okay.
Cheers, guys. Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Mama.
I mean, in terms of the bitterness, it's pretty much exactly the same.
Carbonation might be a bit higher on mine.
Yeah, I think just yours is a little bit sweeter as well. It's like, I don't know,
I think
fresher.
you're right, actually, yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, mine is fresher. I mean, this one was canned a little while ago because it has been sat in the fridge since, where are we now? We're the start of November and this is the very end of September. So it's actually only been 6 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks. So, oh man, this is a great beer, actually. It's very gassy.
Yeah.
It's not too gassy, it's just a bit more gassy.
Yeah, it's... Other than yours having a slight higher sweetness.
I mean, look at that now.
Yeah,
We've got
that's
the
what I
same
said.
now.
It's
so
definitely-
close.
Yeah. One shade off, if that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think other than the...
Which do you prefer? The taste of? This is the interesting question, isn't it? I love Verdant a bit. They make great beers, but which do you prefer?
I think the Verdant.
Motherfucker!
Only just because of the slight sweetness in yours.
Yeah.
It just makes it a little bit less sessional, but I'm splitting hairs here.
Yeah. I mean, I'd still give it a... I mean, I got 9s across the board so far on these. I'll still give it a 9 for the taste, like God tier taste too. Because I don't mind that sweetness, because I drink a lot of like big juicy NEPAs that are probably got a finishing gravity of like 10, 20 or something like that, don't I? So
I'm going to give it an 8.8.
Yeah.
But still good, just because of the sweetness, but it's a mega beer.
Yeah.
Mega beer.
Absolutely.
This is not going to last long, is it?
No. Here's a really good bit about this beer then.
Okay.
Price.
Okay.
I make a lot of NEPAs.
Yes.
Big fan, huge fan of the style. In fact, any big, juicy, hazy pale.
I mean, some of them have been over. Well, how much was Sharks when we did for Verdant? Verdant. Sorry.
Verdant. Don't.
Verdant.
There's some other people call it Verdant. That's it, just my tits in.
Yeah. Mega.
And there's other ones that I've done which have been more. When I did like Boss NEPAs, like that uses a liquid yeast, 13 quid yeast and stuff like that. Huge prices. This is £40 for 23 litres, so it's £1 a pint. It's £1 a pint for that at home. And it is insanely good.
Wow.
It's absolutely insanely good for £1. It's a 9.8 for me. Because that kind of beer for that lower price is just wild. Just wild.
10. There's got to be, hasn't it?
Well, what if they brought one out for 39 quid? What would you score that?
Well, other people go above 10.
Other people do go for 10 plus. Oh, yeah.
What can you not say to not give it a 10?
But there might be one better. If it went on sale, if the kit for this went on sale to £39, then I'd have to rate it more.
It's a 10 for me.
Okay.
I'm not moving. I'm not afraid to give a 10 out. I don't think you've ever given a 10, have you?
Probably never will.
Ugh.
It's like ice skating, mate. It's very, very rare it's going to happen. Anyway.
Well, I think today is one of those rare days.
Sessionability. This is 5%. And if someone handed you that and told you it was 8%, because the amount of flavour that's packed into it, the amount of mouthfeel that's packed into it, you wouldn't bat an eyelid. You'd be like, yeah, all right, Carol, yeah, it's an 8% beer. It's not. It's 5%.
And you hit all the numbers, so it is.
I always hit my numbers. I did on this occasion hit my numbers, yeah.
Okay.
So.
It's 6 for me, which is quite a lot for.
I was going to say that's
beer.
high for you for this kind of beer, whereas for me it's probably 8. I could have a whole night on this easily.
Yeah.
So
8. Wow.
And then I'd have a couple of cans of Stella at the end just to send me off.
Yeah.
Send me off on my way.
A nightcap. A couple of cans of Stella. Nightcap. A Belgian nightcap.
The best-selling Belgian beer in the world, mate. That isn't it?
I wasn't arguing. I was on that on Wednesday, so.
Absolutely solid choice. Love it.
There you
go. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. Here is the oyster score for this beer. I'll put links in the description down below for where you can buy this kit, for where you can watch the video of the videos that the Malt Miller made when they went down to Verdant to go through this process, and to all of our other scores and stuff like that as well. So, thanks very much for watching. Smash like, hit subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. Oysters out.